Hey everyone, Mr. MC here. It has been a long 4.5 year journey on Gran Turismo Sport. It has been filled with many ups, downs, learning opportunities, and great memories. And I am really thankful for you guys joining me along this journey through Gran Turismo Sport, whether you're here to watch the lap guides, watch the racing videos, or watch my silly meme videos. But throughout the years, we have helped each other grow. We have seen each other grow and get a lot faster in this game. But something that a lot of you, or maybe even all of you, may not know was how I was when the game first started. So we're going to be going back, way back, like way back to 2017 when Gran Turismo Sport Beta was out. And oh boy, you're going to see how I was back then because I was a little slow, and that is saying it nicely.
Mister.
Alright guys, welcome to 2017 when I had no idea what the heck I was doing, just like now, and there were some funny memes that were going around at that time. But for today's video, we're going to be taking a look at a couple of daily races that happened during the Gran Turismo Sport Beta. And actually back then, the daily races were actually daily races where they changed daily. So for this first race, we're going to be taking a look at Tokyo Expressway Central Outer Loop, and we're doing it with the Daihatsu Copen BGT. So this was daily race A, and this was my very first time driving around in Gran Turismo Sport, so you're going to see me not to know what I was doing. So I have traction control on, I have the stability management on, I am on the controller. For those who don't know, I was on the controller until 2019, and we're about to go through our first turn and not know what the heck a racing line is, and I'm just gonna crawl around the first right turn and hit the wall. So things are already going great. I'm braking for turns where you can easily go flat out, and then I'm gonna brake again for no reason, take the worst line ever, and I'm gonna end up hitting the wall. I'm really cringing at how I was driving back then, looking behind for no reason. Am I gonna be able to take a good line? No, and I'm gonna brake again a lot more than you really should be braking. I mean, I know this is my very first lap here, but I mean, this is my replay, so I get to criticize myself how much I want, okay? But anyways, we're actually going to brake pretty early for this turn. Take it really carefully, be really easy on the throttle. Almost hit the wall. Just trying to be really careful, just trying to get a good hang of this track. I do brake just a little too much. Just trying to be really careful to here, just trying to get a good feel for this track. Brake when I don't need to. I'm already cringing a bit more. Not taking the right line at all. Am I going to brake for this turn? And I'm going to brake for a turn where you can take it flat out and hit the wall again. Am I going to brake in time for this turn? I actually am, except I'm not going to take the right line. It's going to end up going a bit wide. How am I going to take this final turn? And it's going to be poorly because I'm not going to know the racing line. Although I am using a bit of throttle control, so there's that, even though I have traction control on. And my first lap is a 154.0, so that's yeah, that's kind of slow. But as the time went on, I was able to improve to 143, so things are looking good so far. We're actually going to go ahead and enter our first race in a moment. So things are kind of looking up. This is, I think this is the first night of the Gran Turismo Sport Beta, not too sure. And this was also how the matchmaking process started. So I know now you kind of just drive around until the game puts you with your split. So those who you are racing with, but you kind of just waited here for a while and then you get matched with the people who you're going to race with. And yes, Daily Race A, B, and C back then had 24 player lobbies, and it was actually that way for a while. Same with the FIA races, but I don't remember exactly when, but at some point they ended up cutting it down to what it was now. So it's 12, 16, and 20 players respectively. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started with our very first Gran Turismo Sport race in Gran Turismo Sport Beta. So I actually qualified with pole position, so that little bit of practice actually helped me out quite a bit. This was also the rolling start animation back then. This was always pretty cool to see. And we're going to go ahead and get ready for our very first race ever in Gran Turismo Sport back in 2017 as the lights go green somewhere. And I'm still going to have traction control and stability management on because I don't know what the heck I'm doing. But anyways, let's get ready for our first braking zone where I'm already going to be on a defensive line for no apparent reason, as second place almost gets the move done, but he is stuck right behind me. Gonna be able to keep first place for now, so things are looking good for this 4-lap race at Tokyo Expressway Central Outer Loop. So I'm just keeping an eye on those behind me because I'm not sure if they're going to go for the move, as second place is getting really close. Gonna take a really weird line. I'm still cringing about how I'm driving in these races, but luckily it's gonna hold off second place for now, so things are still looking pretty good. We're actually getting separated from third place and below, so it looks like for now it's going to be a 2-car battle for first place. Second place and I are actually going to end up going into the wall, but it looks like I'm going to get the least worst of it, if that's the right way to say it. I just need to try to make sure I keep my momentum up because Tokyo Expressway Central, Inner, and Outer Loops are momentum based tracks, so it's all about trying to keep your speed up through these quick turns. Gonna get ready to brake at the end of the tunnel. Gonna actually get a decent line through that left turn, so well done on me. Well done on past me for getting that line right, except I want to get this line wrong. What am I doing? Just going super wide and completely missing apex, and that's going to complete our first lap of this race, still in first place, so things are actually going a lot better than I would be expecting. Gonna go through this first turn again, not on the racing line, and gonna completely go wide. Second place actually hit the wall, and third place went into second place, so they're already bashing around with each other. But are they going to be able to catch up to me? If they start to work together, they may be able to take full advantage of me, unless they decide to start to fight each other. But it looks like they're separated for now, so I have to worry about second place. He might end up going for the move, and he's going to end up going for the move, except he's just going to completely forget to brake. He's going to go into the wall. Same with third place. He's also going to go into the wall. And something that I should also mention was that back then, you didn't know if those around you had a penalty. So I know now you'll know if someone has a penalty as first place goes into the wall. But you didn't know until the very end of the race when the penalty would apply if they didn't serve it. And there weren't penalty lines back then, so you pretty much just had to slow down and you'd serve the penalty. But if you accumulated enough penalties, the game is going to bonk you and it's going to disqualify you, as that's going to end up happening to first place. And he is gone because he did not serve his penalties, and he actually gained so much penalty time from hitting the walls and wall riding way too much. So I'm just going to try not to hit the walls, as I'm just going to completely park it on the final turn. Second place almost goes for the move, and I'm still going to keep first place as we complete lap 2. So there has been a pretty intense battle for first place, as it's now a 3-car battle, and I'm going to take the worst line ever. Going to hit the wall, but it's not going to be hard enough to trigger a penalty. So that very awkward first right turn ended up costing me 2 spots, so now I need to try to climb my way back up, retake first place, and hopefully win the race. So things are going to be kind of boring for here for a while, as nothing's going to happen until the end of lap 3, where things are going to start to get a little interesting. Second place ends up grinding the wall, but I'm not going to go for the move just yet. Gonna try and see if I can go for a better line, and I am gonna get a better line. Gonna end up going up 2 places as I was able to capitalize on the momentum and actually capitalize on the mistakes from the other 2 cars. And then I'm gonna mess up myself because I just parked it on the final corner again. But now begins the very last lap. I need to try to keep first place. I'm gonna end up taking the worst line ever again. Kind of defensive line. Second place is going to go right into me, and that's actually going to end up having second and third place start to fight each other to the death, sort of. And that's actually going to result in me being able to be just far ahead enough to be able to win my very first race on Gran Turismo Sport Beta. And here we go, gonna get ready to cross the finish line. And here we go, cross the finish line in first place, first race in Gran Turismo Sport Beta, and I already got my first win as someone actually had a 13-second penalty, so that's gonna hurt quite a bit. And here we go, so we finally got our first win after, well, 1 race, but it was definitely a feels good moment. Now let's go to the next race where it's Group B at Suzuka East with 24 players. Things will definitely go well, right? Yeah, about that. So, one thing that a lot of us did not pick up on was traction control was off for some reason in these Group B cars. And a lot of us are going to find out the very hard way, as I'm actually going to start on the very last turn. 20th place is just going to go ahead and exit stage left. 19th place, exit stage left. I'm gonna almost lose control of the car, but barely save it right there. All that progress went down the drain, and I actually lost some spots. But because this is beta days and a lot of us don't know what we are doing, there's going to be carnage. So as long as I can try to keep the car on the track, I should be able to gain some spots, as 21st and 20th place are off the track. 19th place is also off the track, so I'm going to be able to catch up to them a bit. And I'm going to drive so slow, so painfully slow, braking when you could probably just lift off a throttle and maintain your momentum. I'm going to be inside 19th place, slowly pass him. And yeah, this is a lot of carnage going on. 24 players at Suzuka East with these fast, powerful Group B cars. What more could you expect? Slowly making my way up to 16th place as Trey is just going to go off track. And we just ended lap 1, and this is a 5-lap race. I wouldn't be surprised if people got lapped in this short race, and actually I'm kind of sure that happened somewhere during the beta days. Gonna be going so slow through these first 2 turns at Suzuka East. I'm just really trying to stay on the track, trying not to hit anyone, at least hopefully not get them mad at me to where they pump me off. So I'm just trying to keep it nice and clean. Someone just went off the track, went up another spot. I'm up to 14th place, so things are already going pretty good for me, and I'm just over here just trying to survive. As the Ford is going to end up hitting the Honda, and he's kind of going to go off track. I'm almost losing control. 14th place just lost control. Someone thinks they're going into Suzuka regular, and I'm getting, oh my goodness, what is going on around here? There is so much carnage going on in this race, as 14th place just ends up going into the gravel trying to slam into someone else but gets ghosted. Oh my goodness, I don't remember all this happening back then. But we're going to fast forward through this, as there's a bit of carnage going on. 13th place is off the track. 12th and 11th place are just going at it with each other, but the Brazilian is going to try to regain his composure, and he's going to slide off the track. 11th place is struggling to keep the car on the track. I don't blame him, because this car was pretty tricky to drive when we're all new to these kind of cars. 12th place is kind of, I don't know what he was doing, but I do have to be a little careful around 12th place, as he's going to slowly start to push me off of the track, and I'm gonna unfortunately end up getting into his shenanigans. I'm just trying to keep it clean. If I'm gonna have to stay behind him to build up my SR, then I will, as we pass the green Subaru as he went off the track. And you can see that I'm just gonna stay right behind 11th place, as I don't really want to deal with his shenanigans. I just want to build my SR up, as I think we're all EB at the time, so B SR rating, as the green Subaru is gonna go into me. And then he's going to start to go Super Saiyan and just start to teleport around. So that was really weird. But then he's going to come back and send me into the wall. Oh my goodness. And I think that actually scared me when I was playing this game. Gran Turismo Sport is a horror game confirmed. As 16th place is going to try to brake, but he breaks into me, but ends up in the gravel, losing a bunch of SR. There's some shenanigans going on between 14th and 15th place. Actually, 14th place was the car that was trying to push me into the grass earlier in the race. So he's, I think, the Black Lancer Evo. So it's going to try to take it easy in this race, as first place already finished the race. And there's already going to be a bit of shenanigans going on between all of us. Going to get past the Brazilian. Almost ended up going off the track, but I think I just let him through. It's going to try to keep it easy, because at this point I am losing so much SR, as 17th place is now right behind me. Just going to let him on through. At this point I just don't want to deal with any more of these shenanigans. If they're going to start to engage in shenanigans, then I want none of it. As the Canadian just decides to punt off the Brazilian. There's more shenanigans going on with the Colombian and someone else up in the front, as he's going to try to find his way back onto the track, but he is just going to end up exiting stage left, and the Canadian is going to end up pushing the guy that tried to push me off earlier in the race, and I'm going to pass him. I guess you could say karma is a cruel mistress. But we're going to finish the race in 13th place after so much shenanigans that happened in the race. Oh my goodness. Yeah, let's not do this again. Oh yeah, also back then they used to always show the winner, so they never showed you, unless if you won. But anyways, let's go ahead and go on over to the next race, Group 3 at Broadbean Raceway. So this was an oval race, even though this is technically not an oval. It's a B-shaped track thing. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started with this race, as we have a hard braking zone right in front of us as we start the race. Gonna try to keep it nice and easy, as I'm gonna get pushed around by 4th place, who is now 3rd. The Beetle is gonna take advantage of what just happened and make his way through. The Lamborghini is gonna push his way through as well, so I'm just gonna try to regain my momentum, as things are already starting to go downhill. I'm actually starting to get bullied by another Lamborghini, as he's going to make his way up to 6th place. The Honda in 7th place took advantage of what just happened, and the Honda is going to end up punting into the Lamborghinis, and the Lamborghini is going to come flying out of nowhere, and it's going to end up spitting himself out. So that ambitious move was unfortunately for nothing, and the Honda in the front actually made his way past the 2 Lamborghinis. I need to see if I can try to make my way up and get past the Lamborghinis, as there's a bit of shenanigans already going on with the first Lamborghini and the Honda. The second Lamborghini is going to end up going into the other Lamborghini, which goes into the Honda, and I'm going to take advantage of the poor Lamborghini that got punted and gain a spot. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to gain enough momentum to get past the Honda until now, because he screwed up the right turn. So now it's all about trying to catch up to the Lamborghini, try to find a way around him. It's going to try to be really careful through this first turn, as the Lamborghini gets a really poor exit out of the first turn. And luckily I'm going to be able to keep 5th place until I hit the wall. Going to serve the penalty. You can pretty much just serve it anywhere in the early days of Gran Turismo Sport, because there was no such thing as a penalty serving zone back then. Unfortunately, that I think it's a 4-second penalty, ended up costing me 2 spots, so now I need to try to fight my way back up, retake 6th place, and hopefully catch up to 5th place. 6th place is going to end up hitting the wall, just like how I did earlier in the race, and at this point he probably has a penalty, and we'll see if he ends up serving it. Also, lapped cars back then were not ghosted, so Yeah, you had to find a way around him. At 16th place is going to try to ruin my race, but he's going to end up making himself look like an idiot. Same goes with 15th place. Well done, guys. Well done. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and fast forward to lap 15. Things have been going alright so far, except I'm going to brake way too late. Going to make myself look like an idiot and get a 4-ish second penalty. So I'm just going to serve it right away. 6th place is going to catch up and actually pass me, but did he serve the penalty from earlier in the race? No, actually. He kept a 2-second penalty, and that was enough for me to be able to pass him at the end of the race. So I went down 3 places, but it's whatever. I survived the race. Now let's go to the final race for this video. Group 1 at East Outer Loop. And we're going to be in the Bugatti because, hey, it's a Bugatti. It can go fast, right? Right? But anyways, let's go ahead and see who we are going to get matched with. Never mind. But later on in the night, we're going to finally do the race Group 1 at Tokyo Expressway East Outer Loop. 24 players, and with a very hard braking zone up ahead after a very long straight, things are going to go just fine, right? But we'll see how it goes. I'm still in the Bugatti Vision Gran Turismo, and I'm actually going to be starting in 8th place. So the race is just about to start. 3, 2, 1, and here we go. And unfortunately, the Bugatti VGT does not have a hybrid, so some of the hybrid cars are going to easily get past me as they deploy their hybrid, and they're going to have insane acceleration. And well, I kind of just chose the Bugatti because it looked cool. But anyways, the McLaren VGT is going to get past me. Going to get ready to brake for the first turn as I'm going to get punted as everyone's getting punted. Punt City is in full effect here at East Outer Loop. There is a bunch of chaos going on in Tokyo. Going to try to recover my positions as I started in 8th place and now I'm down to 19th place. So things are going really badly for me. Gonna brake for this turn for no apparent reason. And I'm just gonna focus on just trying to drive, and hopefully I'm able to make up a couple spots as 2 cars were spun out. Gonna make up 3 spots as I pass the Porsche. And also, one thing I ended up finding out the hard way was that if you brake a certain way, the Bugatti ends up having some nasty oversteers, so I need to be a little careful about that, as I'm going to get hit by a car behind me. Going to end up going into the McLaren, going to end up punting him, and now I am a dirty driver confirmed, as the Porsche actually ended up making his way through, taking advantage of the ghosting system. Now here comes the hairpin. Am I going to be able to brake in time? And yes, actually going to brake just in time as one car is going to end up exiting the track, ends up hitting the wall. But luckily I'm able to make my way up to 15th place, so things are going a little better. 14th place now. And now with the Bugattis kinda goodish, yeah, top speed, gonna be able to get past 13th place, who is in the Porsche 919 hybrid. Gonna see if I can get a bit closer to the 3 cars ahead, as actually 10th place is just right there, right in front of me. But I do have to be a little careful about this first turn. Is Punt City gonna happen? No, not really. We're all just going to end up braking just a little too late, and I'm actually going to take advantage of the ghosting system and get past 2 cars. Going to get a slightly better exit than the Tomahawk right behind me. And now I'm up to 11th place. Now a bunch of nothing is going to happen for a while, so going to see if I can try to make my way into 10th place. As we approach the hairpin, 10th place is actually going to take it really safely, and luckily I have a bit of an idea of where to brake, so I'm going to be able to take advantage of that and make my way up to top 10. 9th and 8th place are not too far. 7th place is actually not that far either, except I'm going to get that nasty oversteer, end up hitting the wall, and unfortunately I'm going to end up serving my penalty, so I just lost top 10 again. So I'm going to see if I can try to get back to him and try to retake 10th place. Gonna be a little more confident approaching the hairpin, and actually there's someone that spun out. So now I'm gonna be in 10th place. So now let's see if I can try to reach 9th place. So luckily we are under his slipstream, and I'm gonna see if we can try to get a little closer to him and try to get an overtake done, as actually there's another car up ahead, 8th place. I think he's in the Long Boy Nissan GTR, and we're gonna easily get past him, as looks like his hybrid's gone. We're gonna be lapping one car who is in 20th place. Actually there's quite a few rage quitters, and I don't blame them. Gonna see if I can try to get a bit closer to 8th place. Gonna take it a little safely through the first turn. Just try not to hit the wall so I don't get a penalty, and unfortunately I got the penalty. So gonna serve that. Gonna lose a lot of momentum as there's a couple cars right behind me now. 9th place is gonna end up hitting the wall, but he did get past me. 10th place also gets past me, ends up hitting the wall as well, but we'll see if they have a penalty to serve. If they don't serve the penalty, then I will easily get past them. And I'm going to end up diving into the McLaren, but the McLaren is going to go into me. He's actually going to keep his spot, and I'm going to see if I can try to get past the Long Boy Nissan, and I am. He's actually going to bump me, and that's going to give me just enough momentum for me to be able to keep a top 10 position, which is 10th place. And we're going to end the race in 10th place. So went down 2 positions, but after all that chaos, well, it could have been worse. So I'll take 10th place. And that is going to be it for this video. Hopefully you got a couple of good laughs from all the shenanigans that happened way back in the day. And hopefully you got an idea about how my driving was back then, where you can kind of see that I'm trying to get an idea about how to do certain things like throttle braking or being a bit easier on the throttle, but still didn't have it fully covered yet, so there were still lots of mistakes being made. But that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys for the support. Gran Turismo 7 is not that far away, so there's going to be a couple videos left before I officially call it done with Gran Turismo Sports. So be on the lookout for those. Thank you guys for the support. Thank you to Playseat for supporting the channel as well. This is Mr. MCA, the world's most okay player, and I'll see you in the next video.